Wes Watson was once a legend of the prison YouTube space, uploading authentic stories on how he survived the California prison system and giving the gory details of what goes on inside. However, the fame seems to have gotten to his head after he scammed his audience of thousands while bragging about it, was totally embarrassed by Penguin Zero, and most recently beat a man so much that he may end up back to where he started. Born in 1983 in San Diego, California, Wes grew up in what seems like a typical stoner lifestyle. He was skateboarding, surfing, and smoking weed, all at the age of just 12 years old, and by 14, he was the one selling the plant.
I just like smoking weed. I started smoking weed at like 13 or 12. By the time I was 14 or 15, I was like, fuck this, I need to get this shit for free. So obviously the natural progression was to start slanging.
According to Wes himself, he quickly moved up the ladder, making more and more money, and quickly progressed into a middleman role, which apparently netted him tens of thousands of dollars every single week.
I'm making about 20 grand, 40 grand a week, blowing it like an idiot, like a fucking kid who just got some money, very low financial maturity. And I go get an Escalade, I put some rims on it. Now I think I'm really doing it because at that time, that's what all the rappers had and all the big dogs had.
Bear in mind, this is all coming from Wes himself, who, as we will come to see, is not the most reliable source. Nevertheless, he did seem like he was telling the truth on being a career criminal, as when he was in his 20s, while living in a $1.6 million home and driving the best trucks, he was arrested for a deal gone wrong, which was very well documented. In 2009, a man by the name of Ruben Carvajal owed Wes and his friend money. So according to court documents, Wes attacked Ruben in his motel room, stealing drugs, money, and all of Ruben's belongings. Shortly after this incident, Wes was picked up by the police and thrown into county jail, where he would serve time for almost the next decade, and it wouldn't be a quiet ride. He was apparently caught in multiple riots and prison gang fights, which landed him in solitary confinement for months on end. Wes was heavily involved in prison politics and how you need to do things to survive in prison, but it was something he learned from, and it allowed him to go on a personal journey of growth and transforming himself, focusing on improving himself through mindfulness, reading, and fitness. And it was during this time he managed to get his hands on a phone and create an Instagram account in 2014, where he decided from then that he wanted to become an influencer and gave his very vain reason.
And you kind of knew that you wanted to be a content creator, or what?
I just saw money on Instagram. I saw money on there. I saw the hashtags. I saw the way the photos were. I saw the positivity. I loved being positive. Like, I was negative my whole life. So if I could I want attention. Like, people like me and you, like, we do what we do because we like attention. We'll be stars and we'll win because we want attention.
So he continued posting all the way up until 2017, when he was finally released from prison and had gained around 10,000 followers on his account, launching his business Watson Fit on the back of these followers. His real fame came from his YouTube channel though, which at the time was under the name of GP Penitentiary Life, and this is a decision which skyrocketed his career. His first video was uploaded in July of 2019, titled "The Time I Almost Lost My Life in Prison," and it currently stands on 760,000 views. The comments were extremely surprising on this video too, with many viewing Wes as a window into what really goes on into the California prison system. This is easily one of the best channels on YouTube. Keep it up, real stories. This positivity wouldn't stick around forever, as we'll come to see, but in 2019, Wes really was one of the biggest channels of the time in the self-help world. His series on prison life gained tens of millions of views on these videos alone, with people shocked at the stories he was coming out with.
And the shit out here, when a simple ass, straight up princess tells me that he's having trouble sleeping. Motherfucker, man. Your bed is so comfortable. Your life is so good. You let that shit run a train on your soft ass.
It seems like most of Wes's money has been earned through his fitness brand and his self-help life coaching, which evolved over time alongside his appearance and voice. He started to realize his persona as a rugged ex-con was more valuable than just simply telling stories of what happened in prison, and he hopped on the alpha male wave of the time and ran with it. His videos focused less about his time in prison and started to tell men how to be men, clearly targeting those insecure enough to listen. He boasted on his webpage that his business earns $10 million annually, vlogging inside his Lamborghini and Miami penthouse, all of which he claimed to own. His personality became more of a caricature of himself too. In his old videos, he would remain calm and talk about what seemed like genuine stories, but in more recently uploaded videos, that would be the complete opposite, even getting angry at a man using a leaf blower while he recorded one of his videos.
There's a good invention for you motherfuckers. Shut! Watch. Here you go. Here you go. Hey! 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 Go! Well, there the fuck you go. 2 minutes of the video wasted. Because these motherfuckers just don't get that it's so fucking annoying to sit there and... There's no possible way that needed to be done at that level. This is fucking Miami, and the shit's everywhere.
Many have attributed his changed voice, aged face, and clear short temper with severe steroid abuse, and his short temper was only going to become more apparent as the months rolled on. In 2023, a huge drama unfolded in the Wes Watson subreddit, and it seems like the first time Wes was exposed as a scammer by his own core fanbase. A user by the name of the Dutch Demon exposed how he sought help from Wes, showing messages in which he wants to buy the $3,000 a month life coaching package Wes was selling, showing messages he sent Wes claiming he was basically broke. Wes sensed the desperation in the man's messages and offered him the package for half price, so $1,500 for the month, which is still a total ripoff and a lot of money. The Dutch Demon was filled with hope and told Wes that this was the biggest risk he'd ever taken in his life, with Wes selling him the dream of making thousands in a day. Despite being a massive fan of his, Wes clearly didn't care about him at all. Months went by and Wes was dodging every message sent his way, putting off call times and giving no other reason than things got moved around. After getting sick of Wes and disappointed by his service, he asked for his money back, which of course wouldn't happen easily. The Dutch Demon was $1,500 down and had nothing to show for it, and after he asked for a refund, he would be ignored yet again for months, leading to the bank issuing a chargeback because Wes and his team ignored them also. It's not clear why he ignored the bank and his refund request, but it certainly left a sour taste in his fans' mouths. I started watching his videos around a year after his channel started, and his advice really changed my life. Time passed and something just didn't seem right with his whole personality, and once he started with all the cars and flashing his wealth, I just felt like he lost touch with who he was at the start, and things were only going to get worse for Wes, as he was totally and utterly embarrassed on stage in front of paying alpha males. In the summer of 2024, Wes started appearing on the Fresh and Fit podcast, which is known for its controversial takes and inflammatory guests, which made Wes and his new persona the perfect guest. After Andrew Wilson called Wes out and asked why he values money so highly, Wes then pressured Andrew, calling him broke, ugly, and fat, all while completely dodging Andrew's original question and struggling to string a coherent sentence together that wasn't filled with insults.
Prove a person's life.
Are you proud of who the fuck you are?
Why
Well,
don't
look
you
at,
even
are
let
you
me
proud?
kids?
If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this motherfucker proud of who the fuck he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're fucking proud
Because
of
I've
yourself.
been to prison.
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
Andrew did fight back where he accused Wes of being in prison, which will be important later, but this only escalated tensions between the pair on stage.
No, they go to prison where they get ass.
You've never been to prison. Look,
That's
he's talking
what
about shit you
happens.
don't know.
They go to prison where they get.
Now you get your ass
Hold on,
beat
hold
in
on,
front
hold
of
on.
You think that
everybody.
that's better?
guys,
You think that that's better?
Okay.
Do you have children?
I do have children.
How many?
I have 2.
Are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything
If
else
they
is
saw me
worth more
standing
than your
there, they'd be
children?
like, my dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how hard this guy works. He came from nothing to this.
Yeah.
He's, God damn it.
You're still whining. Stop whining.
That
You're
is
just
a
making
product. Dude, I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're gonna attack. You're
Straight
gonna
up.
attack me.
Wes getting pegged and threatening to attack someone is something that'll become very real later on in the story, but for now his fans were starting to get extremely tired of his behaviour and started to question how much money he was actually making. Multiple Reddit threads started to crop up which exposed Wes's rented lifestyle, namely his $30 million mansion in San Diego. After he did a house tour, someone on Reddit shared a Zillow listing for his property which showed that he was paying $80,000 a month in rent for it. And things get worse for him too, as it was about to be exposed that his renting habits stretched further than just homes, as another Redditor exposed him for renting his girlfriend, calling him the definition of a cook. And his problems with women wouldn't end here, as this escort would end up leaving Wes, with some shocking allegations coming out about the reasons why, and it may have something to do with his experiences in prison. YouTuber and professional Wes Watson hater John Bravo put out a video titled "Wes Watson and Big Boy Suffer Nuclear Meltdown" and revealed something many people have suspected all along.
You remember her with the big fucking lips? Well, she got tired of all the bullshit too. She got tired of him. She got tired of having to him.
John Bravo revealed that Wes Watson, the alpha male super king, gets by his girlfriend, all revealed by his ex-wife, who also used to do that to Wes. At this point, Wes was being constantly roasted online for being for his rented house and girlfriend, and also his cute purse which he carries around with him.
And so this purse-carrying, peg-taking, people-pleasing ass, well, he's the kind of guy that likes to exit, to pull out and finish all over himself, aka on his stomach.
And it doesn't just end here, as Wes has even breached the fitness bubble and reached the king of callouts, Penguin Zero, who made a video on Wes and how he is getting gadooshed or roasted constantly online, and pointed out just how hilarious his situation is.
Do you even realize how lucky you are to be able to just sit here in peace while there's others out there struggling by getting gadooshed every day? You ever stop to think about those people? And by people, I mean that one guy, Wes Watson.
Imagine this stud, this ringleader of Reddit reviewers who gadoosh me. Oh, fuck. Oh my God. No, bro. I was too busy making millions of dollars and not knowing who you are at all while you were gadooshing yourself about me.
I just love it. I absolutely love it. It kind of reminds me of like that old cartoon gag that they do all the time where a character will step on a rake and it hits him in the face. They turn around, step on another rake, it hits him in the face, and it just goes back and forth a couple times. That's Wes Watson with gadooshing. He is just constantly getting big time gadooshed. And he pretends to play it off like he doesn't care, but he's the guy who cares the most in the world about everything. He argues with everyone, even through text messages, even through Instagram DMs, on Reddit. He is constantly arguing with anybody that doesn't like him. And one thing he's always really proud of when he mentions jail is like how flexible his anus is. So he's constantly talking about like hooping his paperwork and sticking things in his butt and like showing his butt to other people in jail. Like he even said that people wouldn't even recognize him by his face sometimes. They recognized him by his brown balloon knot, by his fucking asshole.
You know they love to see them buttholes. They want you to wink at them the whole nine, so I gotta show them. They want to see. They only know you by your butthole in there. They see my face, and they're like, oh, who are you again? And then I just bend over, I show them the butthole. Oh, Wes Watson, how you doing, bro? What's up? Nice to meet you again.
After all of these embarrassments online, it seems like Wes's once totally loyal fan base has turned on him completely. Not only has his YouTube channel views dropped to barely a few thousand each video, but people are actually starting to DM him to fight in person, which may have ended up with Wes going back to prison. On December 30th, 2024, Wes uploaded an Instagram post with the caption, "A hater came and tried to test me yesterday at the gym. I tried to talk him out of the fight, but it did not go as we planned." There was a strange lack of video evidence of this fight on Wes's Instagram though, and a comment on this post even said, "This sounded hella made up, not gonna lie," which in fairness it does. However, it seems as though the reason Wes left the footage out was because it shows him committing a very serious crime. It turns out that Wes had pre-arranged to fight this guy in a 1v1 inside Wes's gym, but when the guy showed up, Wes started smacking him with a belt, while his 3 friends all started to beat him too, with one even using a dumbbell as a weapon. The security footage obtained by John Bravo makes for seriously grim viewing.
Now take a look. you see the monster lunge forward. I can't tell if he's going after Wes or if he's being pushed from this footage, but you can see the asshole with the dumbbell in his hand, with his arm around his back, and then Wes is pulling his ponytail. We have another one of the goons throwing a kick to his face and then holding him down with his other hand. And then the biggest pussy of them all, this fat pig, he throws a kick to make it look like he did something, the piece of shit. And then over here, you got Wes on top throwing over 45 punches right here alone, and this other asshole with the dumbbell still in his hand. And then somebody from the gym came over to try to pull Wes off of him, and then Wes pushed him away and they kept on holding him down, poking in his eyes and pulling his hair. And right when you think it's over, having taken over 50 shots to the head and 7 soccer kicks by Wes alone, he wasn't finished yet.
He came over here. I called him on the fly. Push that. Yeah. Oh, baby boy.
At the end here, you could see this little fat pig with a smile on his face. And then, look over here. You see that little ding on the floor? That's a piece of his ponytail.
It's a total coward move to agree to a 1v1 online, but then get your friends to beat him and even pull his ponytail out in person. Thankfully, in what could be the end of Wes Watson's career, charges have been pressed and a police report has been filed, as revealed once again by John Bravo. There hasn't been an update on this case yet, but if you're anything like me, you'll be hoping that he gets what he deserves and ends back where he belongs. And if you want to see the downfall of another scammer who has recently been hanging around with Wes, click the video on your screen now to see the satisfying downfall of Cali Muscle, a legend of YouTube reduced to selling scam courses.
And so highly recommend you go and follow Big Craig, 31,000 followers.